Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. The years 1979 to 1983 are often cited as the golden age of arcade video games. It was a time when merchandising tie-ins with films were gaining momentum. Movies such as Star Wars and E.T. had masses of merch, items like toys, t-shirts, beddings, even lunchboxes sold by the bucket loads. TV shows such as The Dukes of Hazzard and a little later The A-Team also cashed in. Video games were no exception. And with arcade video games at that time, there was also a series of board games. Now these included some of the biggest hits in the arcades, such as Donkey Kong, Frogger, Defender, Centipede, Zaxxon, and of course Pac-Man.
And so Pac-Man the board game is the topic of today's video. Let's have a look at the contents of the box. We have the main playing area, which kind of resembles the play area of the arcade video game. 4 plastic trays or bases, yellow, green, blue and red. And as this is a game for 2 to 4 players, we have 4 Pac-Men. Yellow, blue, green and red. Now I don't remember Pac-Man from the arcade game ever having such vicious teeth as this. He was more of a cuddly character, you could say. God, you could take your whole arm off with those serrated teeth. 2 ghosts, not so friendly. 60 marbles, including 4 yellow power pellets. And 2 dice. 1 to control Pac-Man and 1 to control the ghosts. So to set up the game, each player chooses a Pac-Man and places it in its matching colour starting space on the game board. And each player takes a corresponding coloured tray or base that matches his or her Pac-Man and places it near the board, like so. The 2 ghosts are put into the centre of the board in their den or their hidey hole, and this is the ghost starting position for the game. The 4 yellow power pellets are put in the 4 holes on the board circled with a red ring. And we put 1 white marble into each of the other holes in the board. So altogether there are 56 white ones and 4 yellow marbles. And this is how they are set up. During the game, each hole, whether it has a marble in it or not, counts as 1 space. The blue dots between the marbles or marble holes designate the path and do not count as game spaces. The game board is now all set and we're ready to play. Okay. Each player throws the dice. Whoever throws the highest number plays first, followed to the left by the other players. So on your turn, throw both dice. Move your Pac-Man the number of holes, not the blue dots of course, on the board by the number shown on 1 dice. Move a ghost of your choice the number of holes shown on the other dice. It doesn't matter which piece you move first, be it the Pac-Man or the ghost. As ghosts belong to all players, their colour does not indicate ownership. Players may move either ghost. And at the end of your turn, turn your Pac-Man upside down and empty out the gobbled up marbles into your tray or base. And as we said before, a Pac-Man must follow the dotted path and cannot retrace its steps in the same move. A Pac-Man cannot jump over a Pac-Man or ghost. Before moving your Pac-Man, count out your dice throw to see if you can move its full count. Its full count. If it cannot complete a full move in one direction, it must go another way, if it can. If it cannot, it retains where it is for that turn. A Pac-Man cannot jump over a blue barrier. It may, however, follow a designated path to go off the board at the white arrows and then come back on the board in a different place in the same move. So that on the board there are a number of different sort of escape holes. So you can leave the board at one place and come back at another. And there are 4 places on the board where you can exit and come back onto the board, just like in the video game. But of course in the video game there's only 2 places where you can enter and exit. The playing area. A Pac-Man can move through another player's colour starting space, but it cannot land on it. If your Pac-Man gobbles up a yellow marble, it is rewarded with a ghost gobbler privilege. Move your ghost of your choice according to one of the dice thrown, trying to land it on another player's Pac-Man to win marbles from him or her. Remember, no one owns a ghost. Ghosts do not gobble up marbles. Ghosts must follow the designated path. They cannot cross a blue barrier or go off the board. A ghost must move the full number of marbles or marble holes, not the blue dots of course, shown on one of the dice unless it lands on a Pac-Man. A ghost does not have to land on a Pac-Man by exact count, but such a land on ends the ghost's move, even if there are more moves left on the dice. When a ghost lands on a Pac-Man, the player who owns that Pac-Man must return it to its own colour space, and give the player who moved the ghost 2 white marbles. Yellow marbles are not transferred. Remember, a player may move a ghost onto his own Pac-Man to return to its own colour starting space. Of course, no marbles are transferred in this case. A ghost cannot jump over another ghost. A ghost cannot jump over one Pac-Man to attack another Pac-Man. A ghost cannot move through or land on a coloured starting space. A Pac-Man is always safe from a ghost attack in its own colour starting space, so you can't get eaten there. Ghost Gobbler Privilege. If your Pac-Man gobbles up a special yellow marble, it may, if it wishes, gobble up a ghost. The Ghost Gobbler Privilege is optional. Note, you may hold more than one yellow marble at a time. How to gobble up a ghost. Move your Pac-Man onto a ghost during your normal turn. You do not have to land on the ghost by the exact count. Once you land on it, your Pac-Man's turn is over, even if more moves remain on the dice. Once a ghost is landing on, it is considered gobbled and must be returned to its starting position at the centre of the board. As a reward for gobbling up a ghost, choose any player and take 2 white marbles from him. Important, you must return 1 yellow marble to an empty red hole each time you use the Ghost Gobbler privilege. The gobbled ghost, of course, remains in play. Okay, to win the game, play continues until all the white marbles have been cleared from the board. Players then count the gobbled up white marbles in their trays or bases, and any that may still be in their Pac-Man. Whoever has the most white marbles wins the game. The yellow marbles do not count in the final scoring. So let's have a look who actually won our little game here. Red finished with 12, yellow had 1, green had 11 marbles, and blue won with 22. So congratulations, Blue Pac-Man. So my final thoughts for this game, yeah, it's alright if you're playing with 4 players. Anything less than that, and it's, you know, it's fair to average, really. Would I play this game much? Not really, maybe crack it out once or twice a year, but I say it's mainly a nostalgia sort of game, a collectible if you like, from the golden age of arcade gaming. Thank you for joining me once again, but for now I'll bid you farewell and I'll see you real soon.